Hi everybody, it's Joan Ginsberg of Just Joan, and today I'd like to do a video blog about video job interviews. And because it's about video job interviews, I thought it was appropriate to do a video post as opposed to a written blog today, and I'd like to thank Jessica Miller-Merrill of Blogging for Jobs for suggesting this topic to me. You know, most people think when you're dealing with video job interviews that the legal ramifications aren't very different than they are from a face-to-face interview, and I actually don't think that's quite correct. I think that there are some subtle differences that both employers and candidates need to be aware of. They are manageable, they're not difficult, but think about them before you submit or before you ask somebody to do a video interview. Everybody knows that the biggest concern during the hiring process, particularly when you're interviewing, is legally discrimination and preventing the employer from discriminating against the candidate. There are certain federal laws that prohibit discrimination against age, race, sex, national origin, religion, and then many states or local jurisdictions have added to that list. Added subjects, anti-discrimination subjects to that list as well. So when a candidate walks in the door for an interview, a face-to-face interview to your office or to your plant or to your location, they don't bring any of what I call discriminatory distractors with them to the interview. They bring themselves and generally nothing else, perhaps a piece of paper with their resume on it. However, when you've asked them to submit to a video interview, and perhaps you are conducting that by Skype, or you have sent them a webcam, or you've had a company send them a webcam, now they have chosen the location where they're going to record their video, and you have the potential for them to introduce those discriminatory distractors to the video. For example, I'm sitting in my office at home and you see books and perhaps some pictures, etc., on the shelves behind me, and it's not close enough perhaps that you can read titles, so it's probably not offensive. However, what if I very thoughtlessly was sitting in a room and I happen to have something like this on the wall or nearby? Religious symbol. Or what if I had a picture nearby that showed a child, and all of a sudden the concern is perhaps the age of the child, the type of information that you are not legally allowed to ask. These are the types of distractors that are potential for a candidate to put in a video, again, perhaps very innocently or unknowingly. So it would behoove both the candidate and the employer to make sure that both of them are in agreement that, you know, the video will be conducted in a neutral room with no background, so that, we have avoided those types of potentially discriminatory issues. The second concern that I have about video interviews is privacy. Privacy and security of the tapes, because many people are actually taping even live interviews like Skype. They are taping them, or they are asking a candidate predetermined set of questions and sending them a webcam and asking them to tape their answers and send them back. And again, as long as you have some type of a system in place to make sure that these are secure and not used inappropriately, they are not a problem. However, there are some real concerns if you do not have that system in place. One of the major torts that you could be exposed to is misappropriation of somebody's image for commercial use. There are torts that prevent people from presenting somebody in a false light publicly. So what happens if somebody in your company gets a hold of the candidate's video and splices it together, thinks it's funny to put something out on YouTube? All of a sudden you might have a lawsuit on your hands that you didn't want to have. I think that this is easily managed by having just both the candidate and the company agree in advance that, there are security provisions in place, and that the video interview isn't going to be used for anything except for by whoever it's appropriate to be seen for a hiring basis. So those are the two things that I think are of a concern: discrimination and making sure there's no discriminatory distractors in the shot, and making sure both the candidates and the employer make sure that there's security and privacy concerns in place, or policies in place, that video isn't going to be used inappropriately. Thanks for listening, everybody. Have a great week.